Hello everyone, I am Komal Mehta, teaching as an assistant professor in Computer Science Department at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. Today in the series of HTML course, we will cover about the DHTML. Basically, it is the advancement of the HTML course. So it is called as a dynamic HTML. That is completely different from the HTML. Some versions of Internet Explorer, for example, Netscape Navigator of the browsers, will support the DHTML, but some were not supporting that one. So Internet Explorer Netscape Navigator supports the dynamic HTML, and a higher than 4.0 versions also supported this one. So it is based on the properties of an HTML, JavaScript, CSS, cascading style sheets, we can say DOM, document object model, that is used to access individual element of the document and helping the making the document a dynamic, or we can say a dynamic content will be selected with the help of these features. So it is basically a combination of all these, that is HTML, JS, CSS, DOM. So advantages of all the languages, all the scripting, this one is is form a dynamic HTML. So that is definitely the most advanced version of an HTML. So we can use this by the document object model to make changes in a setting as well as properties and a methods. So that is also used for the scripting, and it is also a part of the earlier computing trends. It allowed different scripting languages in a web page to change their variables, which enhancing the effects, looks, and many other functions after the whole page is completely loaded, and whenever we will view, that will be reflecting to our document. And in HTML, that dynamic changes will not reflected. Why so? Because this is the static one, but in dynamic HTML, whenever we are changing or want to enhance the performance of a web page, that then that will also done in a dynamic format. But it is few ways that dynamic HTML is different technology like CSS, HTML, JS, DOM, and different set of static languages that make it dynamic, because these all are not similar one. Each have their own pros as well as cons. So the advancement of all these languages helps in making the dynamic HTML. That dynamic HTML is used to create and animated web pages that are generated in real time. It is also called as a dynamic web pages, so that we can use when such a page is accessed. The code within the page is analyzed on the server, and the resulting HTML is sent to the browser, because that analysis will be done by the server end, and the reflecting output will be done by the browser end. So the code that was actually analyzed is sending to the web server, and the resulting HTML will be revert to the web browser. Many times DHTML is confusing as it is similar to the HTML, but these all are the different one. This is the advancement of the HTML. It must be keep in mind that it is an interface or a browser enhancement feature which make possible to access the object model through JS language, and hence web pages more interactive or enhancing or attractive as well. So the basic features of the DHTML are the tagging and their properties that will change using the DHTML. It is real-time positioning because it is called as a dynamic one. Dynamic fonts can be generated in this whenever we want to bind the data. Data binding concept is covered in the OOPS concept. That means the encapsulation, we can say, collection of the smallest module will be formed by the binding. So that is also used for the data binding purpose. Whenever we want to make a web page dynamic and adding the creation, animation, games, application, navigations in in a single website, then that will also done by the DHTML. The functionality of a web page is enhanced due to the usage of low bandwidth affect by the DHTML. It helps in using the methods, events, properties, and the codes. So all these are the basic features of the DHTML that helps in enhancing the performance of the web page or a website, we can say. So why we need a DHTML when there is HTML, CSS, JS, we all have these languages, then why we need a DHTML? Basically, DHTML makes a web page dynamic, but JavaScript also does so. So the question is that the why DHTML? Because JS is also working same as that of DHTML. But the ability to change a web page looking, content, and styling once the document is loaded on our demand without changing, deleting everything already existing on the browser web page. But DHTML can change the content on a web page on demand without the browser having to erase anything else, because it is helping in being the alter change on web page even after document has completely loaded. So we can say whenever we have we can say that for example, whenever I am creating a web page, or I have already done the coding of that web page, then that coding, once that will be done, we will implement that web page, and that will reflecting on the web browser window, so that you can see what actually will be reflecting on the web page, right? So when I'm seeing the my web page, then I think that no, this is not that much appropriate. Actually this will like that one, मीन्स हमारी डिमांड्स जब क्लाइंट की डिमांड्स जब चेंज हो उस टाइम पर, जब आपका रिफ्लेक्शन, जब आपका आउटपुट आपकी स्क्रीन पे हो, तब एकदम से माइंड में ये क्लिक करता है, यार अगर इसकी जगह ये होता ना, वो ज़्यादा बेटर होता, वो ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट होता। देन उस ड्यूरेशन में जेएस कुछ नहीं कर सकता। व्हाई? जेएस क्या करेगा, उस कोडिंग को जरूर चेंज कर सकता है, डायनामिक जरूर है, लेकिन वो किस टाइम पे जाकर चेंज कर पाएगा, जब आपका वो रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है, वो एक टाइम पे उसको ओमिट आउट करना पड़ेगा, वो सारा का सारा कोड उसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा। जब वो कोड चेंज होगा तो ही वो चेंजेस जो जितने भी वो रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा कोडिंग में, वो आपको रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएंगे, राइट? बट इन DHTML आपको कुछ भी इरेज नहीं करना पड़ेगा, आपका आउटपुट आउट स्क्रीन पे ही रहेगा, लेकिन आप जो भी चेंजेस करना चाहते हो वो आपको इरेज करे बिना उसमें एडिट करना, उसमें मॉडिफाई करना है जो आप एक्चुअल में चाह रहे हो, एंड दैट विल अगेन रिफ्लेक्टिंग ऑन योर window whenever you will refresh that page. So that helps in a DHTML. That is not done in a JavaScript, because in JavaScript we have to delete or done changes mm, whenever we required. But in DHTML, we need not to delete everything. We just have to erase what we not want, or what is not able to demanding by the web page, we can say. So that will be done with the help of DHTML. So the basic advantages of a DHTML is the size of a file, as it is compact in comparison of the interactional media, for example Shockwave, Flash, and it is downloaded faster in comparison of this one, because the smaller size will be downloaded faster in comparison of the larger one. And it is supported by big browser, for example Microsoft and the Netscape. It is highly flexible and easy to use, or easy to use as well as easy to make changes. Why so? Because it is called a dynamic one. Viewer require no extra plugin for browsing through the web page that uses DHTML. That means they don't need any extra requirement or a special software to view it. That will normally reflecting on the normal browser. So no extra plugin will be required for this one. User time is saved by sending less number of requests to the user, as it is possible to modify, replace element even after page is loaded. It is the basic and the main feature of the DHTML, that whenever the page will be loaded, we can also modify or change or replacing some elements if we will think like that is not that much desired. It is not required to create a separate page or for style changing, which in turn saving the time in building the pages, and also reduce the number of requests that are sent on the server, because whenever we will require any changes, then we have to send a request to the server. So we need not to send a request to the server whenever required in DHTML, because that will automatically reflecting some changes without interfacing of the web browser. So it is the most advanced functionality in comparison of the static HTML, or we can say HTML, that is capable of holding more content on the web page at the same time, because all the content that was reflecting in a page is done in HTML as well as in DHTML. But in HTML, whatever we will use, that will reflecting in our web page once that was loaded. But if once that was loaded, we can't modify that one. We have to create another web page for any modification or any changes. That previous one will be deleted or erased. But in DHTML, we will not erasing anything. We will just modifying that particular page and then reflecting to the web browser, even it is loaded or not loaded. That doesn't matter at all in DHTML scenario. But there are some disadvantages of the DHTML as well. What are these one? Let's discuss these also. Firstly, it is not supported by all the browser, because that is the advancement. So not supported by recent browser, that is Netscape 6, IE 5.5, Opera 5, like browsers will not support DHTML. The concept of a DHTML require lot of prerequisites languages such as HTML, CSS, JS. Because if we don't know about these concepts, then DHTML is not easy to understand. So we must require the specific knowledge of the languages like HTML, CSS, JS, etc, and that should be known before starting the DHTML, and that is time taking or time consuming, we can say, because once I am done with HTML, I have to focus on CSS, then JS, and then we will cover the DOM. After all the four concepts, we will cover the DHTML. So that is a long process. So learning of a DHTML require lots of time. Implementation of the different browsers are different, so we can't focus on the single browser, and we have to work on the basis of browser we want to use. So we can say the same work will not done on for all the browser. If I am doing any work and I use a browser that is not similar to the other one, then the coding or a criteria we will use for DHTML varies. Even after being great functionality, DHTML requires few tools and utilities that are too expensive, because to make the page dynamic, to make the convenient performance of the web page, the resources or tools that requires will be expensive one. So everyone can't afford that also. For example, we can say DHTML text editor, Dreamweaver, Weaver, all along with it, the improvement of the cost of transferring from HTML to DHTML makes cost rise much higher, because need the specific text editor, so that will also increasing the cost. The basic difference between HTML and DHTML is HTML is the markup language, but DHTML is the collection of technologies. There are so many different technologies that combine to form a single DHTML. In HTML, we use to create a static web pages, but in DHTML, we are creating dynamic web pages. In DHTML, we can create animations, dynamic menus, but in HTML, we can't use these one. In HTML sites that are slow upon client-side technology, but DHTML is the faster one. Whenever web page will be created in HTML, that was created simple. There is no styling at all, because we will use only single language. But in DHTML, we will use multiple languages, so that is more presentable web pages and more convenient to understand, as well as because it included graphics, animations, styling criteria also. So we can say HTML can't be used at a server side, but DHTML will be used at a server side code, because we will access the code and modifying it whenever we will require. In DHTML, we need to create database connectivity, but in HTML, we need not to maintain the database connectivity, because in DHTML, whenever I am doing any modifications in our web page, then that will reflecting to the web server end, because that will done by the web server end. But in HTML, the task will be once performed, then that will not modify. So we need not a database connectivity that will reflected by default on web page once. But if you want any changes, then you must know what the previous one has. So we have to secure or save the previous data, and that data will be stored in a database. So DHTML must need the database connectivity. Files in an HTML with the help of extension .htm and .html will be saved. But in DHTML, the extension is .dhtm. HTML requires no processing from the browser, but the DHTML requires processing from the browser end. So these are the basic differences between the HTML and DHTML. I hope this is clear vision of the DHTML. What do you mean by DHTML? How we will use this one, and what are the basic differences between the HTML and DHTML. I'm continuously listening about the that both the concepts are similar, but no, both the concepts are completely different, because one is the advancement of the another one. So we can't say both are similar one. We have to focus on small key points about the HTML as well as DHTML. Basically, we can say HTML is a subset of the DHTML, but these both are not equal to each other. So some features of the HTML is also embedded in DHTML, but DHTML is the collection of multiple languages. We can say CSS, JS, HTML, DOM. So all the collections or all the features of these particular languages or utilities will combine to form a single language, that is called a DHTML. So that is more advancement, and that helps in creating a web page that much attractive to the client. And interaction between the server and the browser will be decreasing time to time as the advancement will be there, because server at server end the overhead is that much that can't be handled even more. So we have to do something like that. The server will not even facing every communication. Whenever it is required, then we will reflecting to the database, but if it is not required, then need not to continue with the server interfacing, right? So all these are the small basic key points about the HTML as well as DHTML. So what are the basic meaning of DHTML? What are the need of a DHTML? Why DHTML comes in a languages? What are the basic differences? What are the advantages, pros and cons of the DHTML? I hope this is clear to all of you. This is all about today lecture. Thank you.